Hello, good afternoon. It's been a while. Yes, about a week. Um, yeah, let's talk about this week so far. It's been kind of crazy. So let's talk Loki yet again. Um, I don't know. This one it was a little weird. Like it was just super mispaced. It was a little fast and a little slow at different times. It was just a little awkward to watch. Like we'd be watching a scene with the two of them sitting at a table talking about whatever, and then next thing we know, we get buildings falling over and trying to escape a planet. I don't know. It just happened so quick. It was a bit much. All in all, though, it was a pretty fantastic episode. We got a lot of new information. Um, the TVA, obviously, like everybody was speculating, is just full of variants. But what that means for some of the main characters, like Mobius or Miss Minutes or uh, even the Lokis or Ivana, that's something else we gotta look into now. Um, and then even some of the scenes are bringing up questions like how did Loki basically reverse time on that entire building? Some people are saying it's a time stone thing, which is pretty likely, honestly. But I don't know, man. That was probably the weirdest form of magic we've seen in the show thus far, and raised a lot of questions. Now, let's talk about the Loki romance. um, we're all speculating that there is a spark between these two, and it, it makes sense in a few ways. Either Loki is so in love with themselves that obviously they're going to try to be with each other, if that makes sense, or the one we're suspecting isn't actually a Loki. It is in fact Enchantress, which I'm kind of leaning more towards. I think this was a creation of a Loki, and she kind of despises all the Lokis, and that's what's kind of sparking this whole initiative from her. Um, but why there's that connection so early on also seems a little strange. Like I don't know. I feel like there's definitely something more to this that we're not understanding yet. I do, however, think that we're going to get a whole lot of answers in the next episode. Um, I think we're going to see our quote unquote big bad. Um, uh, Obviously, I think it's going to be Kang. Um, I'm hoping for more, as I've said in previous videos, with like outlandish claims of like Galactus possibilities and whatnot. Just saying, could be cool if they did it. Um, but yeah, I think by next episode we're gonna understand basically this entire series from here on out. I think Mobius is gonna come back, and I think Lady Loki's gonna go into his head and give him his memories back, or that Mobius already has his memories unlocked, as we've seen with some of the stuff he said, and he's helping Lady Loki, and why he was the one to bring on this new Loki to help, quote, catch her or whatnot. I think there's more to that. I think he is definitely going to play a much bigger role than just the how would I say anti hero, I suppose. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, the other thing that I found kind of interesting, going back and rewatching, there's a piece of dialogue between Lokis that they were talking about their love interests or whatnot, and Lady Loki brought up a delivery man. Now, obviously, we have to make the connection, or take a guess at least, and assume that somehow she's referring to the delivery man in WandaVision. And piecing it together, it kind of makes sense. Like, he seems like he was the only other person in that town besides Wanda and Agatha that actually understood what was really going on and could actually still kind of comprehend his own thoughts. Like when he was walking past Agatha when we first saw him, he was like, don't shoot the messenger. That was weird. And then Agatha even paused on that one and gave him the weird look. Now, the other time we saw him was yet again kind of interacting with Agatha. It was when she had just killed Sparky. And right before that, the kids and Wanda stopped and had a small chat with him. He was like, don't worry, kids, your mom can fix anything, blah, blah, blah. Why was he so aware while everybody else wasn't? Like, we look at Norm, and it was a completely different situation. Norm, when Vision unlocked him, basically lit up, and he was a completely different person. Now, we didn't really see that with the delivery guy. He was constantly the same. And I understand we didn't see him unlocked and whatnot, but I think we did, and I think it was a bit of a ploy, and I think it is another character of some sorts, possibly, like I said in my previous theory, a Kang. And I think it was possible that he snuck into this whole little thing, time zone area, and kidnapped the kids before they vanished. And I think that is going to be part of the whole Wanda being introduced into the multiverse and understanding her powers. So, I don't know. It's a bit out there, but I think it's possible. And to add on to that, it's also possible it's another Loki or another variant that can withstand Wanda's mind control or something along the lines, or like we're seeing right now, the two pair where one of them was mind controlled by Wanda, but the other was able to break that spell. Um, how? Not really sure. Obviously, it's all just a theory at the end of the day. But I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of things kind of lining up, and it's interesting just to take some guesses sometimes. Whether they're right or they're wrong. Probably wrong, obviously, but you never know. So now, what should we expect in this next episode? I think there should be a good bit that we expect. Like I said earlier, I think we could expect the big bad to pop up. Um, Whether it be pretty quick like Thanos did in the Avengers movies. What was it, Ultron? I believe Age of Ultron. Um, but yeah, there's a lot we need to know. Like, is this female Loki related to female Thor from Thor: Love and Thunder coming out? That's a big one. I think it's very possible. I think it kind of makes sense that in that alternate reality, there is female Thor and Loki. And now we're mixing, and female Loki has met this version male Loki, and our male Thor is going to meet a female Thor. That kind of makes sense. Merging parts of the multiverse, especially being that that's going to be, I believe, after Multiverse of Madness for the MCU side, that is, at least, other than the Spider-Man movie. I can't really count that because that's Sony, not MCU. It's the same, but yeah. I think we need to know about Mobius, where he's from and who he is really, and get him on a jet ski. Absolutely. um, but that's a big one for me. Obviously, he's more important than they're saying. Miss Minutes, we need to know more about that. I think it's possible it is an alternate reality version or not an alternate well, yeah, alternate reality version of Friday from the Iron Man movies, which is a newer version of Jarvis, which is which obviously goes into Vision and all that. Yeah. So I think that would be pretty cool if that was the case. But yeah, I think we definitely need to get a few answers like that in this next episode for it to really stick with us. And then the last two episodes, who knows? Uh, honestly, like there's a scene where Loki's like running for president or something. I think that one is going to be a third Loki that shows up, and these two main Loki then have to fight that third Loki that is, I'm assuming, earlier in the timeline than our current Loki, and he hasn't really matured yet or seen what his life becomes. So he's still just causing all kinds of chaos and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to go with that. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. I'm going to try to get on a more regular schedule here very soon. So hopefully I have more content coming out more frequently than probably a couple episodes every week. I want to get to that daily grind, hopefully. But yeah, just check in every once in a while. Subscribe, like, comment, the whole 9 yards. But yeah, thanks guys.